The worst of times and the best of times. That is the topic of today's video. Now, a lot of people, a lot of traders think that the danger in the markets is only when you're losing. But there is a paradox that's a bit bigger than this. Usually, from my time working with traders and myself, the worst losses have often come right after the biggest wins. I remember this one time when I was getting into trading a few years deep into trading, and I made a really big profit, like a profit that would help me, cover my rent, pay my, general stuff for life, and well, have a surplus on top of it. In fact, I took a very small account in 2 days to a very big account at that time. I took a few $100s into about 6,000, and I felt on top of the world. That was an amazing feeling. And the very next day, that was on Friday, the very next day on a Saturday, I got bored and I said, you know what, let me just sit down and I'm going to make some more money and that's going to make me feel better. I ended up losing absolutely everything. So the best of times brought the worst of times. So today, what we're going to do is break down how to survive the worst of times and protect yourself during the best of times. What do you do when trading feels like quicksand? When absolutely every decision goes against you and your drawdown keeps getting a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper? Well, there are a few people called the market wizards, and they had one consistent answer to that: reduce your size. Paul Tudor Jones said, when I'm trading poorly, I keep reducing my position size. That way, I will be trading my smallest position size when I'm trading my worst. Marty Schwartz would cut 1/5 or even 1/10 of his normal size after a big loss. His goal? Black ink, black ink. Just string small wins together until confidence returns. Now, there's another guy called Randy McKay who turned $2,000 into tens of millions, went from trading thousands of contracts down to just 10 when he was called. The principle is very simple: shrink size during your losing streaks. That way, you touch down gently, financially, and emotionally. And when sometimes even that is not enough, there's another guy called Michael Marcus who put it bluntly: losing begets losing. When I have a bad streak, I just can't trade anymore. Now, another guy who shares my name called Richard Dennis, he agreed. When you're getting beat to death, get your head out of the mixer. The lesson is very simple. When you're in a drawdown, the answer is not to try harder, it's to step back, cut size, reduce risk, take a break, even take a vacation from the markets. Then, when you return, start small and only scale up once trading feels effortless again. There is a twist to this. The danger isn't just when you're losing. The same market wizards, they warned us that the most drawdowns often come from your biggest winning periods. Now, why is that? Because winning breeds complacency. You stop imagining what could go wrong, so you stop respecting risk, and your exposure is often highest right when you feel invincible. It happened to me this morning, and that's what I want to talk about. But I'll continue. Marty Schwartz admitted, my biggest losses have also always followed my largest profits. It's kind of human nature. When everything is working, we lose discipline. That's exactly when the market humbles us. So, even when you're winning, sometimes the smartest move to do is to cut your size a little bit, just like you would during a losing streak. Protect your gains before the market takes them back. Why am I saying this? Trading mastery isn't about pushing harder when it's bad or pressing harder when it's good. It's just about adjusting to the market. In the worst of times, trade smaller or stop trading. In the best of times, you gotta guard yourself against overconfidence and reduce size anyway. That's how the best traders survive both extremes. Now let me know in the comments if, do you struggle more with losing streaks or with handling hot streaks? And we'll, maybe do a video on that too. But anyway, here's what I want to talk about. I've gotten beat to death here on Nasdaq. Look at all those losses here piling up right there. Loss, some profits, many losses, and I decided to switch directions. First of all, what I did was I reduced my size here. I went to Dow Jones, found a valid pattern, and this is the kind of patterns I always show in the community, by the way, that I teach. First of all, we've got the VWAP over here. Here are resistance and support levels, the green and red area. You can see that price did behave nicely at this level, a couple of times actually, even here, where it kind of faced resistance. But then we made a switch. We did double rejection of the VWAP and started forming lower highs, which indicated weakness in this area here. Then we did a complete retest right there, and you can see these little dots. Those are my executions, and I looked to size up there, increased my exposure. But what I did was I sized down and gradually went into this trade here. Why? Because of all of the mistakes from overconfidence that I did on the NASDAQ. I'll show you what I mean by this. So I'm already in a profit today, and I'm in a very nice profit today. One sec. Here it is. So I'm running an 8,000. It's very early in the morning, but I was up more. So I took $3,400 in losses on the NASDAQ alone. So I was above 10K here in profits. And then I started giving money back to the market. So what did I do? I said, let me reduce size and let me wait for a good pattern. I did that. We'll see how it works out, but I reduced my size. I'm ready to cut it a quit at the VWAP if we can't reject it. I'm ready to take profits at 161, which is my next support area, or in any kind of push towards the downside. In any case, I hope this video helps you out. Drop some comments below and tell me what you are facing. Where are you facing bigger problems? In losing streaks or managing your winning streaks?